Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play channel. So, what do I want to talk about? um, this might be a bit of a short episode because I will be streaming live tonight. I'm doing account takeovers for members of my clan. If you'd like to come hang out, I will. Like I said, I'll be live. So, um, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see when I go live tonight and join that and come hang out, chat, whatever. But that means I need to keep. I'm doing these videos earlier than I usually do, so that I'll be able to stream at my designated time and not have to spend a whole hour recording videos before I start getting into the account takeovers. So, uh, as far as what's going on this account, tomorrow is expected to be the patch day, which I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to. I do regret that I got baited a little bit, pulling soul stones before they announced the patch change where they were going to improve the rates. On my other two accounts, I didn't pull any soul stones, so uh, thankfully I will have those for future improved rates. I'll talk about that on the free to play challenge account because we finally unlocked the altar of souls on the free to play challenge account. So go check out that video and see what my plans are for that. Uh, we have Yannick. Okay, we didn't pull Yannicka. We have enough fragments for Yannicka. Why am I waiting? Well, there's the strong possibility that we're going to have a summon rush or a champion chase in the fusion. If I have to go for one, the champion chase makes the most sense to go for. Well, Yannick has a bunch of points in that champion chase, so I'm gonna save her for that champion chase. It's likely going to be void shards, so I'll probably pull my voids during it, and then I may have to try and supplement some ancient shards to get a few epics in order to pull it off. We have plenty of energy. I've got 2,000 stockpiled, and then I've got 500 right here. Each one of these is worth 129 energy. So I'm good there for energy. So I'm not worried about that. We also have a bit of a stockpile on silver. This is a little low because it's probably going to be 3 artifact upgrade events. And usually I take about 20 million silver per each artifact upgrade event. So we'll see how well this goes. We will be farming, so we'll have a bunch of gear to upgrade, and we're still kind of overflowing on gear a little bit. We've got 1481. I definitely have some junk in here that needs to go bye-bye. So, honestly, a lot of blue gear in here might be getting tossed. Um, just on the merits of it being blue gear. So, I'll be digging through that probably off camera during the fragment summon. So, what is the plan, right? Well, tomorrow, big patch, things change. Fragments wise, I'll probably dump some Timid fragments, Gwendolyn, Strategos, Zenogre, all these little, obviously not Searshed, they probably can't do that. And then that would be it. I want to talk about the new event, the new fragments feature from a free to play standpoint. It's my understanding the community is pretty upset because it's going to take a long time to get that legendary champion via this fragments uh, stuff. And I understand where people are coming from on that. I really do. However, from a free to play perspective, the rewards are really freaking good. Okay? You can get, well, okay, let me see if I can find the Mute this. Yeah, this is the video that I watched, and okay. So obviously the fragments for the champion. You've got Bruise, meh. Uh, you have a chance to get an XP barrel. XP barrels are friggin' insane. Like, I don't know if you really understand, or if some people really because you don't get a lot of them. The power that gives. I mean, if I was to grind through and level up Vargal, he would be an instant 60. I wouldn't have to go through the process of leveling him up further, right? Um, Chickens are still a little meh, right? But I do think that, I mean, when you're talking free to play, chickens save time. And that's really what, if you boil it down, that's really what money kind of does. I mean, if I play this game long enough, I will get every champion except for the exclusives that I can no longer get. Right? Now, how long is long enough? I mean, probably like 25 years, right? Like something crazy. Like there's so many because there's so many champions and more champions will keep coming. I get it, right? What money does is it speeds things up. You get more shards, which means you can summon more champions. You can get more energy early, so you can grind more champions. All this stuff, right? But when we're talking free to play, time is really what you're looking to optimize, and chickens will help with that. Now, I'm not saying that I'm thrilled that fragments for a legendary champion could get turned into a 3-star chicken. But when you consider the alternative, which is my fragments will sit um in this tab in perpetuity and do nothing for me, cool, I'll take the chicken. I have a caveat, and I want to try to remember that at the end. A feast is another thing where, I mean, that's huge. Level somebody up all the way. Here you go. I mean, if you get one of those, that's huge. Absolutely game changing for a free to play account. Then there's potions, not great, and you can also get skill tomes, which we all know how hard skill tomes are to get. So I don't know. I kind of am okay with that. Is it going to take forever to get the legendary? Yeah. Does it take forever to get Mithrala? Yeah. Does it take forever to get Drexstar? Yeah. Like it's I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that I don't know what people expected to be fair. Um and they may up the rates on that or whatever as necessary, but from a free to play perspective, I am excited about getting resources that I want, uh, that will help me speed up my account with the champions that I do have now. So, for a lot of people that would be able to get that champion quickly, I mean, she's a good champion. I don't know. I know that my phone patched, but yeah. So my phone downloaded the patch today. That's how I know it's coming out tomorrow. But this game hasn't patched, so I I don't know. It's a good champion. If you don't have a Doom Priest, obviously it's a great passive. Um, I think that's the champion that I'm thinking of. I don't know. There's so many champions they just introduced between White King and um High Mother Maud, however you say it. I don't really know for sure, kind of who's who in the back of my head, but um, either one of these legendaries is pretty decent. I understand the appeal, but at the same time, I try to look at the positive side of things, right? Like we can focus on the negative and be like, well, you didn't give us a free champion, and that's I don't like. Why should they? I mean, I don't know. They did give us a free champion. We get a free champion like once a quarter, pretty much, right? So, uh, I don't know. Just my thoughts on it. That I think just from a free to play perspective, getting those rewards for something that we would otherwise get no rewards for is great. Now, here's the caveat, and this is something that I really, really want to help people kind of get it to sink in a little. Let's take a look right now at the summon boost. We just had a progressive chance, right? Well, now we have another one. Well, who are in these progressive chance events? Oh, some pretty decent-ish. Well, maybe not the legendaries, but tell you what, I'm gonna go to the one that makes my point because that one doesn't. Oh wow, one of the most wanted epic void epics in the game in Shamil. One of the most wanted void legendaries in Leorius the Proud. Okay. Who comes down tomorrow? In the progressive chance. So we've got Shamil and Weregrin, and then we have Skathix and Demitha. Okay, well Demitha is probably the most wanted void rare, or void epic rather. Well, why are they doing this? Why are they offering these champions on 25x's? Because there's a 2x summon next week, or at this weekend. Wait, is it this weekend or would it be the following weekend? I think it's the following weekend. The following weekend, I think, is 2x voids. So people talk about this all the time, right? They're going to try to bait you to spend your shards before times where it's more beneficial to you and maybe less beneficial to raid, right? Uh, so here's my thought about this High Mother thing. And I have no insider information. I'm not even in the creator Discord. Like I'm a nobody on this scene, okay? So please understand this is just pure speculation on my part. I think it's interesting that they introduce this mechanic where you can use your old fragments to get this, to potentially get rewards and potentially get this new legendary. I would not be surprised if in the coming months or year they then introduce a mechanic with like universal shards or a way to still get those champions that you had attempted for, because a lot of people are about to throw out their shards for, well, I can't see them anymore, right? Because they moved them off the screen. So I guess I can't really give a good example, but like Ugir, for example, right? Everyone might be throwing away these shards or fragments, sorry, into this event and pulling these chests, and then they may come out and say, "Oh, well, you know what? We're going to offer you a way to complete the fragments for those legendaries." That's going to take an enormously long amount of time to farm up enough to be able to get one of these legendaries, of course, right? Because you're not just going to give it to you. Like Gwendolyn, like Timid, right? Why is that relevant? Well, or why do I think that they would do that? I think that they would do that because now they're giving you a way to get rid of all the ones you accrued before. So people who had 95 fragments towards Timid and didn't get the remaining 5, and then they spend them all now, and then a year from now they say, "Oh, by the way, you can get 5 more fragments for Timid doing this new special area, event, dungeon, whatever the case may be." So, but that person lost all 95 shards and now has to start from scratch to try and get this champion that they may or may not want. So, that's my thoughts. I don't know. Probably won't know for a really long time, but it kind of makes sense in my head. Raid has a history of that. Like the Soul event that just went by. I think it was a Soul tournament, right? It's probably not listed in here anymore, but oh, here it is. Yeah, the Soul Chase tournament right before they decide to patch and make it so that the rates on summoning from the Soul stuff is greater, right? And more beneficial to you. I'm not saying that that was on purpose. That could have been scheduled before this particular patch. I'm just saying that the timing, is really good, that you don't tell me that there's going to be a benefit until after this tournament's over. So I just want to keep that in mind, that my recommendation, if you have, like, let's say you have newt fragments sitting in your fragment summon thing, I would hold those, right? I'm talking, let's go to my main account and see like what fragments of champions have I gotten that I would keep. Walking Tomb Drang, I'd keep. Mighty Uko, I would keep. I'll probably get rid of these. I have one copy of Python. I'm not worried about another. So yeah, even I don't have that many fragments where I didn't complete the summon. All the epics I would get rid of those fragments. There's no reason, in my opinion, to save any of those particular fragments. But for champions that are really, really good, I would save them. Likewise, for champions such as like Newt and other ones in the past that people may have gone for and couldn't finish, I would save those in case they ever make a decision regarding that. Let's say that you're 55 into Python, and then they turn around and say, or no, let's say you're 55 into Python and you save them. You don't spend them for these chests. You just save them, and then you pull a Python. Well, then you just spend the fragments on a chest, right? If that's a champion that you want and need, right? It may not be. It's just an example. Same for Mighty Uko. For me, since I don't have Mighty Uko, I would save these 15 fragments on Mighty Uko, not spend them on the chests for this legendary that they're offering, and then if I pull a Mighty Uko, then I go back and spend them. So, but like well, I have Strategos now, Strategos. So I would spend these, but like Walking Tomb Drang is another example. I don't have a Walking Tomb Drang. If I pulled one, I'd spend them. If not, I'd save them. So these are again just my thoughts. I'm not saying that you have to do it. This is just what I'm gonna do and kind of my thoughts on the whole situation. I will also say that this does change things a little bit regarding participation during fragment summons. Like, I think it will up participation for people to not necessarily like on bad champions. I think it'll up participation if people would just use it to pull the chests instead. I could see that, or going over. I'm very careful to calculate exactly what I need and not go over. But now I could go over. That's why I have 5 in Python, because I went over. I had 105, summoned him, had 5 left over, right? Well, now I can get those extra ones and then use those potentially elsewhere. Okay, so enough about that. I'm not going to pull as much as I want to pull these voids for Demitha tomorrow. I'm not going to. And I got to tell you, pulling for Demitha is a big deal for this account. We have everything for well, okay, I guess we don't have everything. I guess it would be different if I had is it Maneater? No, not Maneater. Seeker. Yeah, there he is. It'd be different if I had the Seeker. If I had Seeker, I'd probably pull really hard for Demitha, because that would be the completion of an unkillable team for me, using Rathalos, which would as the DPS, which would be a really, really solid addition or even Frozen Banshee probably, to my my plan here on the account. But given that I don't have Seeker yet, I'm still a little short there, so I won't pull. I could have swore, and maybe I read it wrong. Shamil, I thought one of these was maybe I was thinking miscreated and read. I thought Manhunter was one of these. Obviously not, but I don't know where I got that in my head. I probably Man Eater is what I'm trying to say, by the way. But I think I saw the miscreated and then fused that with Demitha in my brain, or with Shamil, and I don't know. Either way, Shamil is great. So if you do need a Shamil and you have been saving up for a while, I recommend definitely pulling during this event. I mean, I don't know if you've seen other 25Xs where I've pulled like a ton of shards. Um, you do get the epic progression very, very quickly over that period of time, and you usually can generate out a real solid option. Usually you can generate enough like momentum into it and get the epic that you want. Legendary not so much, but definitely the epic. So if you are looking for a Shamil and you have saved up shards for a Shamil, this is a good time to pull, in my opinion. I'm not saying so, no guarantees, of course, but I think it is a good time to pull. Okay, let's go back to the account, right? I think it's this one. Yeah. Last night I barely squeezed out my Hydra chests, and you'll see I have 49 out of 100 now towards Hydra, which is good. Yeah, I was completely forgot about Hydra reset yesterday, and kind of had to last minute squeeze that one in. So that was fun. Now we go for Yakarl, which I can actually pull or summon or buy words the required fragments, and then it was usually I'm gonna actually buy this skill tome as well, because that's the equivalent of the fragments for Yannicka. So, and I mean, books are extremely important on any account, so we want to have those books for sure. Okay, well, like I said, this is going to be a short video, and honestly, it's a little bit longer than I had originally planned it to be because I'm very tired and I'm rambling on. So we're going to call it here. One more reminder, about an hour and 15 minutes from now, I will be live. I'm going to upload this video immediately after recording it, so you should see this shortly, and be able to come hang out for the live stream as I do some account takeovers. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you tonight. If not, I'll see you in the next video.